Okay, the next video in our series looking at the National 4 Numeracy Assessment is focusing on exercise 15 in your booklets, which was all about reading information from bar charts and possibly making a comparison from that. So if we look at the scenario that's in your booklets, it has a school who have conducted a survey to look at how many pupils who walk to school. And it gives us this compound or comparative bar chart that's going to compare the results of the data. We see that in each year group we've got two bars, one in blue for boys, one in red for girls, and we've got information for first years, second years, third years and fourth years. So the first question asks us how many second year boys are walking to school. So, and it'll be a bit harder to see this on a small screen, but you can look at this on paper as well. You've got the booklets at home with you. Second year boys are here, and if I go along, it's somewhere in between those two parts of the bar chart. So let me draw that slightly bigger over here. So I've got 40 all the way up to 50, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 lines in between each, so splitting it up into blocks of 2, so 40, 42, 44, 46, 48 and 50. And if we recall on the bar graph, our amount of boys was right there, so in between 46 and 48, so there were 47 boys in S2 who walked to school. Okay, let's look at the next one. This time how many S4 girls will have walked to school. So S4 girls are here, and again I'm just going to follow my line over for 30, and I'm going to make a little red mark showing me where that was. So it's then 2 little bits above 30, so that would be 34 S4 girls walk to school. When you do a question like this, I'd probably suggest just using a clear ruler to go all the way over. Don't try and follow your pen like I'm doing and potentially make little mistakes. Use a ruler, make it much easier for you. So the next question here asks how many S1 pupils walk to school, and that's an important word. Pupils doesn't say boys, doesn't say girls, so we are looking at both of them. If I look in first year, I've got boys, well that's nice and clear, there's 40 of them, and girls, well there's our line for 20 and it's 1 above, so there's 22 girls. And again, like I've kept on saying, explain this to me or whoever is marking your work like we're a small child. Make it really plain that you've added 40 and 22, even if you've just done it quickly in your head to give 62. Pupils. Okay, the last kind of thing you'd expect to be able to do at N4 with a chart like this is to make a comparison. Okay, so our question here asks us to compare walking to school by both girls and boys across the year groups. Okay, so there's a couple of key phrases there. Both girls and boys, so I have to make some kind of comparison between girls and boys, what's happening to both sets of data across the year groups. And that was also the other thing, across the year groups. Okay, 2 statements there, boys and girls across the year groups. It's not just enough to compare first year boys and first year girls. or to compare first year boys, second year boys, third year boys, fourth year boys. Okay, we're comparing boys and girls, and we're doing it across the year groups. Okay, so we're looking for some kind of pattern. Okay, and there's a few statements you could make here, and I'll just talk about them and then give you what I think will be the best one for this graph. Well, if I look at across the year groups, from first year into second year, we see that the number of kids walking from first year to second year has gone up for boys and for girls. From second year into third year, it's gone down for boys and gone down for girls. And from third year into fourth year, it's gone up for boys and up for girls. Okay, so taking third year aside, in general, the amount of kids walking to school has gone up. So you could say that as the pupils go up in year groups, they're tending to have more of them walking. But that's not brilliant, because third year is that little blip there. Okay, so let's look at what else we could compare. We could compare boys and girls. Well, in first year, more boys. I'm just going to put a B there to remind me. In second year, more boys. In third year, more boys. And in fourth year, more boys as well. So a nice little statement that would give you a comparison between boys and girls and cover all the year groups would be something like this. More boys walk, more boys walk in each year group. Does that cover what we're talking about? Is it comparing boys and girls? Yes. Is it comparing across the year groups? Yes, and it's true. So that would get you perfect marks for a question like that. You've made a comparative statement.